We're good, we're good. I want you to see this sefer once again. The sefer is Achas Sha'alti. And we've got a question, Rabbi Philip. We will see this question. It is an amazing question. I won't ask you on the spot, but we're going to see this question was given to Rabbi Zilberstein Shlita, who asked it to his father-in-law, Rabbi Yoshiv Zatzal. And here's the question. It's amazing. What happened was they were laning in shul. So there was laning going on. And all of a sudden in the middle, the Balkaira stops. And you know how that could be. You know, for some people it means there's a delay in the Kiddush. Or something else. There's a delay. What's going on? And the Balkaira is looking at a certain letter. And he calls over to the Rav. And he goes like this. Like, what's happening? The Rav looks at it. In this Shiloh, what we have to do is we have to call a child. A child who has knowledge. A child who has knowledge of letters. Let's call in a child. But in that shul, guess what? There were no children there. So one of the men had to go out in the street. He's looking around. Hey, you! We need you to come in. We need you for 1 minute. In the shul? Yeah. Come in. I want you to see this letter, and you've got to tell us, what letter is it? So sure enough, he looks at it. I do know Aleph Bet. That looks like a Gimel. Okay, it is a Gimel. Gimel it is. Goodbye, you can go out now. Anyways, there was one of the people in the shul who didn't like what he saw. He goes out there, and the boy's there, and he says, let me ask you something. What is your name? My name is Abu Snihi Kalalawa. Oh, I hope you don't mind me asking, are you Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish at all. How do you know Hebrew letters? Well, some of my friends are Jewish, and they actually taught me the alphabet. Okay. Have a great day. Enjoy the candies that we gave. He goes back into the Rav. I don't know, Rabbi Philip, if you're listening to this one. He goes to the Rav and he says, guess what? That boy that came in, one small problem. His name is Abu Sneh. He's not Jewish. And he identified the letters. Oh boy. Okay, we got a Shiloh. Rav Zilberstein is right down the street. We're going to go and send somebody to him right now. They went to Rav Zilberstein, waited very calmly. He was busy. And Rav Zilberstein said, okay, I'll get back to you. I'll go to my shver. I'll go to ask. And sure enough, he came back to them. And Rabbi Yoshiv said, no way. You cannot depend on that boy to identify the Jewish letters. Well, they ended up having to lane it over the next Shabbos. But it's an incredible story. You see, Das Torah. How many of you out there would have said the same thing? I'm not going to ask Rabbi Philip. I'm not going to put him on the spot. But how many of you would have said that? Amazing and truthful from the wonderful Sefer, Achas Sha'alti, Volume 2. Oh yeah, a story. We've got a story. What a wonderful story. Another story. You're not going to believe this story. It's so true. Anybody know whose Yartzeit it was today? The 5th of Shvat. Schusayagan Aleinu, the Sfas Emes. The Sfas Emes. Rabbi Leib altar. Rabbi Leib altar. The Sfas Emes. Before I start my story, I'm going to tell you a story that'll blow your brains out. You're not going to believe this. Reb Eliyahu Zatzal, the Lev Eliyahu, once went to the Sfas Emes and asked him for a bracha. He went to Rav Alter, asked him for a bracha, and listen to what the Sfas Emes answered him. Der was hat Gili Eliyahu darf nicht mein bracha. A person that gets visited by Eliyahu Hanavi does not need my blessing. And listen to what Rav Lapian answered him. Der was weiß hat Gili Eliyahu ken's geben mir bracha. The person that knows that I get visited by Eliyahu Hanavi can give me a bracha. That's a true story, and that's what happened. Sfas Emes, Chusayagin Aleinu. His Yartzeit was today, by the way, also a member of the Aguda, Moshe Haber Zatzal, who used to carry the Sefer all the time of the Sfas Emes. He was a Ger Chassid, and he was also nifter on Hey Shvat. But anyways, this story actually took place in the time of the war that the Russians were fighting, and they needed soldiers. And they drafted anybody that they could get their hands on, including many, many Jews. And there were a lot of Yidden, a lot of Bochrim, that they didn't want to be drafted because they knew if they're going to be drafted in the Russian army, what's going to happen is, after a while, they're going to be fed and eat non-kosher food. They're going to be told, why you praying now to your God? No praying now to your God. He not going to help you. All kinds of people like that. Very, very strong ways. They were scared to go, and they would look for a bracha from the Rebbe. And there were many Ger Chassidim in Poland area, and they went to the Sfas Emes to get out of being drafted in the army for whatever thing that can be said. And many times the Rebbe would look at them, almost look through them, and he would say the words, don't worry, you have nothing to worry about. And sure enough, they would go to the Russian drafting board, and the doctor that was inspecting them would say, no, you can't go in the army. You have a little cut in your pinky. No, you can't go. And others, he would say, Yirmiyat Hashem, I give you a bracha, something good should come out of this. And all kinds of blessings the yeshiva bachrim got so that they should not be drafted in the Russian army. Because chas v'sholom, if they would be drafted, they might stop keeping their Torah and mitzvahs. Anyways, sure enough, Chaim David, who was a tremendous learner of Torah, he was a tremendous masmid. And he went and he had bitachon. He had faith in what Hashem is going to tell the Sfas Emes to say. And even his father said, don't worry, Chaim David. Vet sein gut, hat nicht kein meida. Don't worry. The heilige Sfas Emes that has Ruach HaKodesh, he will guide you. Or even he'll be with you if he does tell you to go. So the Sfas Emes had Chaim David come in. Chaim David looked at the Sfas Emes, and the Sfas Emes looked right at him, almost looking through him. Chaim David, I see that you know how to learn. Listen to me very carefully. I want you to learn how to become a MOHEL. A MOHEL? I said a MOHEL. Seischem Shalom. In Ger, that's the way they're very quick. Seischem Shalom Zag sind. I remember going to the Ger Rebbe myself and getting a bracha. Behind me you could see the Ger Rebbes. If we can get a background of these Rebbes for 1 second. Are we able to get this picture? Just for 1 second, lift it up. Okay. For 1 second. Yes, the Ger Rebbes. Behind me, the Imri Emes in the middle. My father was zeicha to get a bracha from him. And I got a bracha from all the other Rebbes, the Beis Yisrael, the Lev Simcha, Pnei Menachem, who Menachem was named after. All these great tzaddikim. Anyways, and the Lev Simcha, I even have his besamim holder right here. He gave me as a wedding gift. Anyways, very short and kurtz, very quick. I remember going to the Lev Simcha in New York, asking for a bracha. I told him I want to be a melamed, I want to teach children. And he looked at me and he said, you teach yourself first, keep teaching yourself Torah, and it'll rub off on the other children. I'll never forget that, going with my father, Al B'Shalom, to the Lev Simcha and telling him that. Anyways, very short, very quick. Going to the Beis Yisrael, very quick. So this is what the Sfas Emes said to Chaim David. Chaim David, become a MOHEL. I'm just wondering if I have enough time to continue the story, or I might have to continue it. No, I'm good. Okay, I could take this airplane 747 straight to you. So sure enough, he went, and before he went to the army, he went and learned how to become a MOHEL. He learned how to become a MOHEL very well. And soon, all the other MOHELim said, you are good. You are very good. You're fast. Well, it's not good to be too fast, but he was good and he was looked up to. And soon he got a star, a paper that said, you will become a great MOHEL. And the next thing he knew, he went to the draft and the doctor said, you are fit to become a soldier in the Tsar's army. Okay? So they went, he went, Chaim David, and he made sure to take his knife with him and all his equipment with him. And he didn't understand what the Rebbe was saying, but he knew, have faith in the Rebbe. Whatever the Rebbe tells you, you have faith. Whatever the Rebbe says, you must trust. So sure enough, he kept his beard. There he was. Finally, I'm cutting out some of the story. He went by train north, where there was nothing but snow. And the captain said, everybody out. Let's go. Hey, Jew, why you kept that beard? Oh, soon you're going to shave it off, or we'll shave it off. Get out, let's go. We give you new clothing. And you make sure you come to supper on time. I know you Jews won't eat what we give you, but we have very good vegetables. Potatoes, yeah. Potatoes with vodka. Burp. Yeah, vodka, good for you. Anyways, so sure enough, he goes there. Chaim David goes there with all his buddies. He still has his beard. He's noticeably a Jew. He sticks out. All the Russian soldiers are looking him over. You must be Jew. Jew. Yeah, what's your name? My name Borisov. I named after a good person. May have been a thief for a while, but then he did good stuff. Oh, Borisov, I think I heard of Borisov. Anyways, all of a sudden, they had a visit. A visit in walked the general. The general's there. Everybody up, the general. General Igor Fietretov. Igor Fietretov. What was he doing? He's walking up and down, looking all around the tables. Looks at one of the potatoes. He takes a potato, puts it back down. I don't know how many people are going to touch his shrayim. He looks around, and then he announces, are there any Jews in here? All the guys look at, you Jew, come with me. Oh no, I'm already in trouble. What's going to happen to me? Fiedrikov calls him over. Come outside with me now. I'll give you a scarf so you shouldn't be cold. Ooh, he's nice. Nice guy. You're not going to believe this, what I tell you. You're not going to believe this. Boys, it's a true story. My wife is Jewish. She's a Jew? Yes. And after a number of years not having children, my wife gave birth to a Jewish boy. I'm not Jewish, but she's Jewish. And then something crazy happened. She gets a dream every night. Her father comes to her and says, the boy you have is Jewish. Make sure he gets a bris milah. And I'm going crazy. She drives me crazy. She said, if you don't get someone to give bris milah, I am leaving. I go to Moscow with baby. She's driving me so crazy. I don't know what to do. Where am I going to get somebody that can do a bris milah? Just because you're Jewish, it doesn't mean anything. Chaim David's heart was pounding like a drummer. Pounding! The Heilige Sfas Emes! Unbelievable! He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was saying. And I looked at Fiedrikov and I said, Your General Highness, I happen to be a MOHEL. Go tell your wife. Name the time and I'll be there. I don't believe it. And sure enough, Fiedrikov couldn't have anybody there, but the MOHEL Chaim David had a few Yidden there, and he did the bris milah beautifully. He made sure to take care of the baby afterwards. And finally Fiedrikov says, what can I do for you? Tell me, what can I do for you? You've been so good. There's got to be something you want. There is. Your Highness General, could you please get me out of this war? Could you please release me so that I can go back? Oh, that is not easy task. But I'm a general for a reason. And I will do as you say because you did as I say. And sure enough, it was a matter of only 1 week. And he was given train tickets south. And also money. And sure enough, what can I say? This is a true story. Today was the Yartzeit of the Sfas Emes. Hey Shvat. Zechusoi. Yogain. Oleinu. Just by telling a story about him. His merits. His mitzvahs should protect all of us. Thank you all for listening. And now we go to...
Thank you
guys, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. To the kids from Lakewood, to the adults,
Thank you.
to our former chef,
Thank you, Zadie.
former chef,
Blaustein, thank you for the story.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Good to see you again Thursday night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Muncie, my nephew.
Thank you.